I think that we have so many opportunities and we have so many resources out there that we can tap into, and I don't think a lot of us do enough of it. One thing especially for me is more connection, and I feel like in your era, community was it was stronger. I feel like we're losing that ability these days, and it's what you just shared before. So just for everyone listening, Mum's just come down here. It's Country Music Festival at the moment in Tamworth, and to see such a beautiful group of friends that are all retired in their caravans travelling down from Roma all the way to Tamworth, and the connection and the friendship and the banter is second to none. You don't see that anymore. And I think a lot of rural communities are missing that element, and that's why rural people and rural connection was so strong, is because of that. And I think that what I'm experiencing in my era is technology is destroying that. I feel like you walk down the street now and saying hello to someone, it's just not real.
Us was second nature.
Exactly right. And it's almost like if you say hello to someone now, they're a bit like, oh, they're in their own world. And I still believe rural people have that, but it's starting to dilute. So looking at your era, I crave that. And for me this year, a big goal is a lot of friendship and adventure and reconnecting with my mates and doing the things that light me up. So, no, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Reflecting on the calendar we've just spoken about, and our calendars are always very full, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
With lots of goals and lots of things we want to achieve going forward. What about reflecting back on your childhood and how, what's the good and the bad that's come out of over 30 years of your life?
Oh, good question. So when I look back, and I think we're a little bit the same, we don't look back too much. I do more now because I know there's a lot of reflection, you learn a lot. But if I was to look back, I absolutely loved my childhood because it was flat out, full noise. It was 100 sports, we were travelling, experiences, we were doing things, working. I think it really shaped me as a kid. Had incredible friends, plenty of opportunities. I had such a beautiful childhood. As I left school, I had that grit, I had that ambition, I had that resilience from yourself and Dad that's helped me propel myself in my career, working up north, landscaping on the drilling industry, building a business with my brother, and where I am today. I think there's 3 times more good than bad. But if I was to look back on the negative parts that I think how we were raised was probably the busyness. And I think for myself, and I've been catching myself a lot, and I've done a lot of internal work of slowing down and being more present in the moment. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is I think a lot of the time when you can't remember your past as much, you're not in the present. Because I'm such a futurist, I'm always paving the future, and always, because I'm a visionary. It's great to be paving the future, but I'm not embracing the moment. So, for instance, I used to just, what's next? But now what I do, and it's taken a lot of work and a lot of internal reflection and a lot of mentorship, is right now I can breathe in this moment and go, wow, I'm sitting with my beautiful mother and we're hosting a podcast together.
Who would ever believe that?
You know what I mean? But I feel that, and I want to experience that in the moment. Where I don't want to go, what's the next podcast? Or the sun's coming up. Just watching the sun come up over the mountain and just being like, wow, how beautiful is this? That's presence. Rather than what I used to do is, sun's up, right, I put the boots on, we've got to get shit done. That's not present.
No.
Having a cup of tea in the morning and drinking it, and, you know, or walking outside and smelling the air, like that's presence. And I never experienced that as a child because it was full noise. Now, I don't regret any of it, and I never would. But what I've learned through my life and what I want to instill more in my children is allow them to watch me and embrace more of the present moment. But still pull through the beautiful values that you and Dad have given me. And I speak a lot about this, and the values that I continue to push forward onto my children is family, is massive, work ethic. Now, without work ethic, I would not be where I am today. I work harder than most people, but I've found a balance now. It was toxic for a long time because all I focused on was work, but now I have found that balance. Family, work ethic, integrity, resilience, contribution, and community. And I feel like community, I got that from you, where you always gave back. Contribution, you always gave. You're always giving. And I feel like through the Rural Bridge, one of our values is contribution and community, because I feel like the more value you can give, the more you can receive. And that's such a beautiful value that I've got from you. Obviously, work ethic from both of you and Dad. Family from you and Dad. Resilience definitely from you and Dad. But it's a great question that you've asked me, but I'm a bit like you. I always see the positives in everything. But the one thing that I could learn from how I was raised was the presence. So, yeah.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
100%. And yet, Mum and Dad always, as you know, very communal around the table, sit, talk about everything. We did have presence, but it was a different form of presence, I think.
Yeah.
Today, you know, like I appreciated watching that sun come up this morning because I never watched it, I don't think. I never even saw
You
it
never
right.
had time to do it.
I didn't even have
You had me
time
and
to
Scott
think
running
about
around
it.
smashing each other, punching each other, and changing nappies. And
The other thing I loved about your childhood, I think that I really loved, was the freedom that you had.
yeah.
You just could do whatever. That's where I feel it's a little bit tougher today, that the children are so protected because there's so many other elements you have to deal
Yeah.
with. As we
Well, we slept on a veranda our entire life, door open.
I'd let you go outside, and I didn't worry about you enough because you got up to a lot of things, but you were free. You were so free.
Yeah.
And I think that was a wonderful part of life back then, as where now there's so many other elements you've got to be careful of, which is tough on the kids, I think, because they won't have that endless freedom we did have.